The Florida Podcast Network, the voice of Florida. This is a special introductory episode of the Finding Florida podcast on the Florida Podcast Network.
Welcome to Finding Florida, the podcast that takes you from country to the coast. Join your tour guides, an unlikely pair, city girl Jemmy and country boy Glenn, as they explore the amazing sights and sounds of the Sunshine State.
I am your girl from the coast, Jemmy.
And I'm Glenn from the rural part of the state. You know, the middle, where it's horse country. Thank you for joining us to hear about the fun new travel adventure podcast that we will be starting very soon.
On this first episode, we will share with you the concept of the show, how you can get involved, what the first couple of adventures will be, and a little bit about us, your tour guides. Listen in.
Sunshine and sea breeze, soft sand and palm trees of Florida. Florida, when you need it bad, we've got it good.
That's right, we're in Florida, and we're taking you on an adventure all across the state. Now, Jemmy's not old enough to remember that, but that was from the 1970s, early 80s, and that was all over TV, that bumper music.
I have a theory. I don't think it's just my age that put me at a disadvantage. It's the fact that I actually grew up here. So why would we be seeing commercials for moving here?
That is probably true. I did not grow up here, so that's probably why we were hearing those commercials. But we are here to take you all around the state of Florida.
Yes, we are. And we're so excited about it. This is going to be so much fun.
We are not only taking you with us, you're going to be part of the show.
I mean, we're nuts. We're literally putting all the fortune of the show into the hands of the listeners.
That's right.
We're crazy.
And unlike most podcasts, Jemmy, where everybody podcasters sit at home in their basement and record, we're actually going to be doing this out in Florida.
This is going to be a super physical podcast.
That's right. As evidenced by the first one that's going to be coming out very shortly. We'll tell you about later. But yeah, we are getting out and we're actually going to be doing and recording all of this along the road. We have some very special types of shows for them too.
Oh, it's going to be awesome. So there are two different types, essentially the listener-driven challenge shows, right? Where they submit a whole bunch of different ideas and then vote on what we should do in our particular location. And the challenge is getting it all done in one day. It's going to be insane. And that's kind of what we did using listeners from our own current worlds to figure out what our very first adventure is. So that very first episode you're going to hear is going to be one of those travel episodes. And there's also just general experience episodes where we actually go out to a particular town or location.
We're going on road trips
And just see it for all it's worth and just take you along with us. And we're really going to be exploring and finding Florida.
You know, this structure allows us to get out and do things that people in Florida may not even realize are available in their own backyard.
I mean, come on. How many times are you guilty of not doing that thing that's literally like...
I live in Ocala, and Silver Springs has been in Ocala for 80 years, and we still have not been there yet. So that tells you right there.
I almost never go to the beach. Something is wrong with us.
Yeah, you live like 2 minutes from the beach.
I really have no idea.
Yeah. I think the only time you've been to the beach recently is when I took you when I was down the last time. So
I wanted to show it to you.
Yes,
like
here's the beach. I'm never here, but here it is. We're going to have, this is how the structure is going to be every month. We're going to produce 2 episodes a month. There's going to be an A and a B. So coming up, the very first one in a week or two here is going to be 1A and 1B. And why don't you explain what A is going to be?
Okay, so A is like the precursor. Let's just tease you a little bit and give you a taste of what the adventure is. So we know where we're going to head in the B episode. So in the A episode, we just kind of talk about the location, banter around some fun facts, some fun bits that are just more generally about Florida. We make fun of each other a lot and talk about what's coming up on our adventure episode. And so in that episode, which will be episode B, for all those who are following along, it's going to be us on our adventure. So we literally are taking recorders along with us everywhere. And episode B is going to be everything that was captured from all of that, including fun interviews with people along the way. By the way, there also is going to usually be an interview in the A episode as well. It's just something that's usually like a pre-recorded setup thing. But in B, we're going to have interviews for random strangers that we meet along the way.
And you're going to see in the one coming out in another few days that we met some interesting characters on the first one.
We did. If there's any place to meet diversity, we nailed it. I mean, Florida's already super diverse. It's just the whole, inspiration of this show in the first place. But man, we found the mecca of diversity in Florida.
So in a couple of days, the first episodes are coming out, 1A and 1B. And as Jemmy said, we have podcasts already with thousands of listeners. And we threw it out to our listeners to find out what we needed to do first in Florida. And they came back with the obvious. And that was we had to go to Disney World because Disney World is the biggest draw in Florida. That's the reason most people come here.
It's a place where dreams come true, Glenn.
Well, but we couldn't do it the normal way, nor did they let us. So they came up with an idea that we had to do 10 free things at Disney World that locals could go and do anytime and not cost them any money. But we had to do those 10 things in one day at Disney World using only Disney transportation, which proved a bit of a logistical nightmare. So you're going to hear that. We've accomplished that one already, and we won't tell you how it came out, but you're going to hear that out in a couple of days. And that was very clever on the listeners to throw that out there because it did make it a challenge. It was a real challenge.
Yeah, and hopefully as you guys are listening to the episode, you'll be feeling exactly what we were feeling, which was the anxiety of not knowing whether we're actually going to complete the entire challenge in one day.
Boy, and we met some people that you're going to meet as well, and we did interviews on the fly. These are not. No.
This is literally tap tap tap. Do you mind?
Yeah.
As I stick this microphone.
While we're on the monorail, so. It was fun. We met some characters.
It was great. So yeah, that A episode will be out on a Monday, and then the B episode will come out on a Friday. So that's going to be what people should expect from us about every month, right?
Yep, about every month. Let's hear a little clip from some of the fun that we had on episode 1B.
Okay, hi guys. My name is Mingana from Windhoek, Namibia, and I work as a savannah guide at Animal Kingdom Lodge. And here we have 4 overlooks, which is 2 in Jumbo House and 2 in Kidani. And in total, we have about 500 animals. And in each savannah, there's about 100 to 150 animals.
To Bruno Mars.
So you have a whole drink plan set up for today. And we must exchange numbers for my next visit. This is happening.
Hang out.
A little happy by the next time we talk to you again.
In the happiest place on earth.
Well, those ladies were a hoot, and you're going to hear a lot more about them coming up.
And we ran into them not just once, but we were gifted with a second run-in with them.
Completely random. We saw them twice, and they were like our best friends from that point on.
It was so good. It was so good. But yeah, so we've already been starting to plan our whole next road trip adventure after this, because we kind of are looking for, like I said, once a month to come out with these for you guys. So what's the next one going to be, Glenn?
Well, we thought since we did a challenge episode for the first month that we would do one of our road trips for the second month. And we're actually doing something, we want it to be a little different and a little off the wall, not something you've seen before, because Jemmy and I are kind of that way.
And as a pair, we're definitely nothing you've seen
We're nothing alike. And you're going to find that out as we go on the road. But we're going to do the animals of Route 1. We're going to start down your way, Boynton Beach.
Wait.
Yeah.
Let's clarify.
The 4-legged animals of Route 1.
This will not include roadkill.
That's right. That's right. Well, at least not intentionally. So we're going to do that. We'll leave that a mystery, exactly what that is. But we're going on the road, and we're going to talk a little bit about the animals of Route 1. And that, take that to your interpretation.
And as we go along these crazy adventures, we're going to be taking you guys with us, hopefully in multiple ways, because we're going to ask you guys to not only help us come up with the ideas and then vote on the final thing that we're doing for the challenges, But we're also going to be posting up our agendas, like hopefully at least a couple of days ahead of schedule. Knowing us, it might be like midnight.
Yeah, like the day before.
But we will be posting them so you guys can check it out. And if we're coming to an area local to you, or if you feel like really driving and seeing us anyway, meet us out there. We'll do some fun bits with you. You actually hear in the Disney episode 1B that's coming up, you'll hear a couple of Glenn's listeners met us out, and so we got to interact with them at a stop, and that's exactly what we have in mind. We hope to meet out listeners of this podcast as many times as possible in the thick of our adventures and our road trips. It's going to be so much fun, and you guys are going to be just helping us out and helping us grow. Yeah.
You're going to be part of the show. We love that. You know, we're really targeting this podcast to Florida residents who are looking to do things in their own backyards and maybe even never thought about a certain thing. Maybe you have visitors coming in and you're not sure where to take them or what to do, and you'll get ideas.
We've all had that deer in headlights moment. Like,
yes.
Oh, geez, how do I entertain them for 3 whole days?
Got to do something with those people. So then also we're looking, if you're visiting Florida as a tourist and you're looking for something a little different to do that's off the beaten path, or maybe not just going to the parks, we're hoping that by listening to our show, you get some ideas that no matter what part of Florida you're coming to, you'll have an idea or two just by listening to our shows.
I mean, honestly, I bring the word diversity a lot, but seriously, there's just a lot of it here. I mean, from whether you're a foodie, whether you're into music, whether you're into, the salt life, the swamp life, there's so many different ways to experience each of those right here in Florida. It's pretty nuts. So it'll be a lot of fun.
And if you're talking about diversity there, Jemmy, that's the reason this show started, is there couldn't be 2 more different people as your tour guides than Jemmy and I. Jemmy is a city girl from down there along the beach. She lived down in the Boynton Beach, the southern Florida area, for those that don't know.
I was shocked by the sound of a frog a couple of months ago, guys. True story. If you can find it, the audio does exist. It's a true story.
And I've been 30 years in the horse world. And married into the horse world and lived on a farm and have horses here. And we brought Jemmy up. And then after that culture shock was done, I came down your way. And it was very loud and noisy and smelly. And so you're going to get a little bit of both. You're going to get, we thought actually that the 2 of us would make a great pair because we do cover almost all parts of Florida just ourselves.
It's true. It's true. I'm from South, also known as North Florida, because you have to go south to go north, as they say. And you're right in the middle there.
I'm
where
in Ocala area, horse country. Yeah.
Yeah, lots of dirt and trees. But we're both experienced podcasters and been doing this a long time. So it's not like we're new to podcasting. Actually doing and getting, putting the podcast together is the easiest part for us here. You've been at it for 3 years? A little over 3 years. Actually, no, I think exactly 3 years, precisely almost. And I have a couple other shows, and
that's how Zach, she's going to be about everything, everybody. Precisely almost.
It's how my brain works.
We precisely almost did our challenge today, but maybe not. Who knows?
Hey, man, if it counts, it counts. Precisely almost.
You launched Curve the Cube, was your podcast.
Yeah, so Curve the Cube's been going since 2014, just had its 3-year anniversary. And Eggheads After Hours is the other one. It's been around since 2016. But the one I'm most excited about is this one, because this is the flagship show of the whole Florida Podcast Network, which you helped me kind of think of and conceive, and we've been working on it together. And so it's exciting to see what this next chapter is going to be for us as podcasters. I know, Glenn, that you've been, talk about, you say, okay, guys, when he says we've both been podcasters, here's what he really means. He means Jemmy's just gotten out of her diapers and I'm teaching the course.
And I'm in the rocking chair.
That's what it means.
That's right.
Because Glenn, you've been podcasting for, 10 years, right?
Yeah, 10 years. Yep.
Yeah, you're one of the people in the double digits, and it's still amazing.
Yeah, we started the Horse Radio Network back in 2008. We now are it's almost 10 years into it. We have done over 6,400 episodes on the Horse Radio Network.
Yes, you heard that right.
Yeah,
6,400.
Yeah, with 15 different shows. So I'm proud of. We have 32 hosts over there, and I'm very proud of everything that the team's put together. You're part of that team and has helped us on the tech side. So we're very proud of what we've done at the Horse Radio Network.
You should be. It's a huge, massive undertaking to start a network, as I'm learning right now. But yeah, what you've done is nothing to be too shy about. We are excited you're tuning into the show, and we hope you're as excited and jazzed about this concept as we are. We want it to be super fun and super interactive. So please subscribe to the podcast and head over to our website at findingfloridapodcast.com for all the information and to subscribe to our mailing list. You can also connect there to all of our social media. We really want to get to know you guys better. We want to gain some extra. See, this is what Glenn won't admit. This is just our way to make friends.
That's right. We have none.
No one else will be friends
we've
with
been
us.
podcasters for too long. We don't have any friends. So that's it.
So as Glenn and I explore the amazing sights and sounds right here in the Sunshine State, help us by lending your vote and choosing our next Florida adventure. And keep an eye out for our agendas posted online so you can even try to join us as we find Florida. So our big goal, though, with this podcast is really to help you, our listeners, find your next Florida adventures. So let us know how we're doing. Post your pics with the hashtag FindingFL.
And here's to your next Florida adventure.